Hey everyone, and welcome back to the first ever episode of my team career mode on Auto Alfred. Yes, it's finally here, and I absolutely cannot wait to get this career started, so let's just get on with it. Okay, so first of all, we are going to have to choose our character, obviously. I've already customized him. This is the bloke I'm going to be using.
Okay boss, Carl here. Let's get this team up and running. The first thing we need to do is register a team name and bring in some important partners.
Yep, obviously we're going to enter our team name. The name that won the vote is Auto ALF1, so that's the one that our team is going to be called. And now the primary sponsors. So Carl will explain this for you.
The better we perform, the more our level will go up as the team gains more acclaim. Doing this will increase the income from our sponsors.
Okay, so we get a signing bonus for, obviously, when we sign it, and their expectations get larger with the money. So the top one, Pacifico, expects you to get 25 championship points in this season. So this is going to be quite a tough one. I think it can be achievable, but I'm not going to take the risk in case we can't do it. So what we are actually going to choose, we're going to choose Loop, because its target is to achieve 5 points finishes during the season, and I think that is achievable. And now we're going to choose an engine supplier. So obviously the four power unit suppliers are Honda, Renault, Mercedes and Ferrari. So obviously as the cost gets higher, as does the performance and durability. Ferrari is still the best power unit even now. Not sure whether Codemasters are going to change that, but we're not going to choose that anyway because it is just too expensive. We want to have some spare money. Well, even if we chose the largest sponsor, we wouldn't have enough money to afford the Ferrari power unit. Honda does not offer enough performance, I don't think, so it's either Renault or Mercedes. Mercedes does have better durability, but it is quite a lot more expensive, so I think I'm going to go for the Renault here.
We're not much of a team without a second driver. Let's sign a team.
Okay, now for the second driver, we've got these drivers here. The cheapest driver or drivers cost $1 million, so obviously their performance aren't as good as the ones which cost more. So Nick de Vries is 2 million, so obviously he's got the best performance. But I think I'm going to go for a driver that costs $1.5 million, because I do want them to have at least some sort of decent performance. So I want them to be fast as well. So I think the one I'm going to choose is Nobuharu Matsushita, because his pace is the best out of anyone, better than Nick de Vries even, and he is lacking a bit of awareness, but racing in my team, he should definitely be careful, because if not, I'll definitely fire him. But anyway, he's the one I'm going to choose, so let's just select him.
Looks like we can afford this power unit supplier and teammate. Go ahead and confirm.
Yes, I am indeed happy with that.
Let's select or edit the livery we'll be running this season. We can add more sponsors to the car.
Okay, now the livery select. So once again I ran a vote, so this is the livery that you guys voted up. The two liveries that I gave you guys to vote from are quite similar. This is the second one. This is going to be my multiplayer car, so you'll see this a lot in Auto Alfred versus LTA series. By the way, a new stream will be coming out tomorrow. And now we're going to obviously choose a team logo.
edit it or create one from scratch.
This is the logo I'm going to be choosing. I actually decided to change the colour combination slightly, so the lightning bolt is blue, and the other bit of the A is orange. The team colours, you guessed it already, it's going to be blue, orange and white. So, oh, I forgot to choose I forgot to enter the orange.
You can go back and edit anything
Okay,
you've done so far,
come on.
We'll come back here at the
There we
start
go.
of each season. But if you're ready to go, hit advance to head to Team HQ, and we can start our
There we are.
push to the top of
Okay,
Formula 1.
team colours have been chosen. So, now, let's advance. The season length is going to be the standard one, 22 races. And, okay, for the first time, we're going to head to our team headquarters.
Okay, we're live in 5, 4, 3.
Hello folks, and welcome to the HQ of Formula One's newest team. We've been invited backstage to gain an exclusive insight into what could be one of the most exciting entries in the sport for many years. Now, we've seen a number of new teams enter the sport over the last decade, amongst their number Manor, Caterham, HRT and of course Haas. And while some have proved to be successful, others have morphed into different teams and some have disappeared completely. What marks this team out though as being something different is that its owner is also its driver. There's a rich history of that in Formula 1 too. Sir Jack Brabham, John Surtees, Graham Hill and Bruce McLaren all drove their own cars in the sport, but it has become increasingly rare in recent years. What's very special about this team though is that while the team itself is new to Formula 1, so too is its driver and owner.
Whatever happens this season, you've already made the history books. Tell me, do you feel up to the mammoth task of both managing and driving for a Formula 1 team?
It has taken a lot of work, but I did have a good team behind me, so I have faith in them as well, so that's good.
Every team needs two drivers, but what was it that drew you to your teammates?
He seemed to have good stats on paper, so I think he can go further as he goes through his career in Formula 1, so I can see him going far.
No one aims to finish bottom of the table. Who's the team you're aiming to beat?
I think Williams. That would be realistic, but I think I'm going to set my sights a bit further. But so I'm going to say ALF1.
How are you expecting the car to feel out on track?
Well, I would hope for the car to feel responsive. So I'm hoping that it does actually feel like that.
The other teams now have years of experience, both on and off the track. How are you planning to catch up to them?
I think it would be important to make sure we have a good power unit, because overtaking opportunities are most likely going to be done in the straights. So focusing on the ERS system is quite the main thing.
Overtaking is a key part of this sport. How have you ensured that your car can take advantage of each opportunity that comes your way?
I want to make sure that also corners is a good place to overtake as well. So making sure the car is light is important, because it helps with top speed as well, and that is a good thing.
And finally, which of your new departments are you most proud of?
So I want to praise all of the departments, as you may have noticed already. I'm going to say durability. I'm surprised that my car hasn't broken down already, actually.
Well, that's about all we've got time for here. We will see how this fledgling team fares in its first Grand Prix.
Okay, great, thank you. That's a wrap.
Okay, that's the interview with Will Buxton done. So this is going to be our home page, sort of, for this career mode. So just going through the messages, not important. Facilities, the durability has got the spec 1 facility compared to all of the others, which has got spec 0. Anyway, we've got 1000 resource points to start off with, and we're already actually better than Haas, Alfa Romeo and Williams. So that's already quite nice to hear. But anyway, let's fit some upgrades to this car. Thought about putting a power unit upgrade. I think I might do that later. Durability, might be important, but I think I'm going to do a drag reduction upgrade because yep, it'll be in time for Bahrain, and Bahrain is quite high speed track, so I want to make sure we're fast there. Anyway, now we're going to fill in some activities. I'm going to do the pre-season merchandise sale, going to get off some money, and after the car reveal, probably the driver training camp. I want to make sure Nobuharu is as fast as he possibly can. Unfortunately, 4 days not quite enough for another activity between the merchandise sale and the car reveal, but anyway, let's just go through that. Go through all of these activities. 500k has been earned from that sale, and now let's reveal the car in the car reveal. And there it is. The Auto ALF1 car has been revealed. Yep, I'm really looking forward to driving it. Now let's just advance time as quickly as possible so we get to drive it. And here we go. The Australian Grand Prix. I think I'm going to be running the balanced tyre allocation. If I was in like an Auto Alfred versus LTA series, I'd like to choose the harder tyre, but we're going to choose balance for this. So here we are. Now we're in Australia, and well, without further ado, let's just before getting into practice, look at the messages. And have we looked through those? Yes, okay, we finished looking at the messages. Now let's just go into FP1 to drive our car for the first time.
Morning, boss. Jeff here. Thanks again for bringing me on board. You've found a lot of talented people for this team. I can't wait to see what we can accomplish. Our journey to the Constructors' Championship starts here today, and the car is ready to head out whenever you are.
Cool. We're in the car for the first time. Sure, we've been in the car for winter testing as well, but let's just ignore that. First, before we go out onto the track, we're going to load the Australia setup, obviously. We're going to start off with the track acclimatization program. We're going to be doing it on the hard tyre.
I know it's tempting to focus
Waiting for Jeff to stop talking so then we can drive out. Let's start it up.
To run the qualifying sim program. Try to run it before the end of FP3 if you can. Okay, the track is green right now, so take a few laps to get the tyres up to temperature. Try and feel your way around.
Okay, you probably couldn't hear that fully because Jeff was talking, but anyway, we are going to go out onto the track. Here we are. Already spotted a positive. it drives. At least it works. What many things that I make don't. So that's already enough. But anyway, car feels good. Engine power wasn't actually as bad as I thought it would be. McLaren from F1 2019 career mode was a bit worse, but as you can see, we've already messed up turn 3, and we've messed up turn 4. Let's not trash the car on its first outing. That would be ideal. Anyway, let's just skip this out lap. That's boring. This is going to be our first lap in this car. Track acclimatization. To be honest, I'm not sure if you guys are actually interested in that. All you need to know is we did pass the practice programs well enough to actually get some decent amount of resource points. As you can see, we're already doing very well throughout this lap, and yeah, I'm impressed with the car. It feels, even with lean and no ERS deployment, feels good. In fact, it actually feels quite light. Around the corners, it does seem to be quite nimble, and in the straights it's fairly decent as well, as I said before. But anyway, end of practice 1. We actually go fastest out of anyone, but to be fair, we were the only driver to set a time on the soft tyre, and our teammate is 20th. By the way, 20th is not last anymore, if you didn't already notice. So that's a good thing, he's not last. Anyway, we're going to set the AI difficulty to 102, because topping the session seems a little bit odd, especially being a starter. And I think we're the 4th worst car on the grid, so got a long way to go. But anyway, a claim to rise, obviously. So yeah, Nobuharu didn't get as not even nearly as much as resource points as we did, so that might be something he can work on. But now let's head into qualifying. Okay, we're in the car for qualifying. What I'm actually going to do is fast forward time, because according to the weather monitor, it says that it's going to stop raining after 10 minutes. So theoretically it should have stopped raining already, but as you can see, the strategy actually worked out. So we were 12th out of 22, and our teammate misses out on Q2 by only a 10th of a second. Oh, that's quite disappointing, but it would have been nice to have him in for Q2. But anyway, talking of Q2, we once again finished 12th. We miss out by an even smaller margin, so that was only 0.04 of a second. And actually both of the Ferraris have been knocked out of Q2 as well, and as Lando Norris as well. So anyway, that's qualifying completed. Let's get into the race. Jeff doesn't have any comments about our qualifying performance, so let's just ignore that bit.
It's finally time once again to begin what promises to be another thrilling season of Formula One action. Pre-season times, subject of so much discussion in recent weeks, mean nothing now, as the cars line up to battle it out for points once again. So let's get this season underway. Welcome to the Australian Grand Prix. The Melbourne circuit is certainly one that needs to be taken seriously. Its combination of slippery surfaces and difficult corners make it a tricky track when it comes to overtakes. Drivers find it hard to pass and will need to take full advantage of those DRS zones if they want to have any hope of breaking through. Can Mercedes start with victory in their bid to win a 7th consecutive Constructors' title? Could Ferrari or Red Bull establish an advantage early on? And with 22 cars on the grid, how quickly can the new team find their footing? Well, it's great to be back, Anthony Davidson. We've got a lot to talk about this year.
That's right, Crofty. It felt like a long winter, but it's good to finally be back. I have to think the usual suspects will battle it out at the front, but there are always going to be some teething problems early on in the season, so whoever can keep on top of their issues will have the advantage today.
As I mentioned earlier, we're up to 11 teams this season, with a new entry run by, well, of all things, an owner-driver. That's something we haven't seen in this sport since Hector Abac over 4 decades ago. So how are they looking so far?
It's hard to imagine how a small operation like that could survive in the ruthless world of Formula 1. And yet here they are, first ever race looking surprisingly strong. But there are no points for qualifying. Let's see how they fare in the Grand Prix proper.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Perez, Daniel Ricciardo, and Sainz, Ocon, Gasly, Norris, and Holmes, Leclerc, Kvyat, Alexander Albon. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And Vettel, Magnussen, Matsushita, Roman Grosjean and Kimi Raikkonen, Stroll, Russell, Giovinazzi and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Jeff, you don't know what I can do. This is our first race of the season, and the first race of my career as well. No, anyway. Let's just look at our strategy. We're going to do, well, it says we're going to do soft to medium, but I think I'm going to go the other way around, so medium to soft. Not to soft, we only need 1 stop in this race. It's a bit of an aggressive strategy, but hopefully it works for us. Anyway, I've done the formation lap, which I cut out because I'm not sure you guys would be interested in that. So let's just line up on the grid, ready for the race.
The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights.
Okay, everybody has lined up, have they? Yes, they have. Okay. 5 red lights for the first time in this F1 2020 career mode, and it's lights out and away we go. Quite a good start. We're already all over the back of Gasly, possibly getting past him. Yes, we've got past both Lando Norris and Pierre Gasly. And anyway, into turn 2 we have a massive oversteer on the exit, and that encourages Lando Norris to come down the inside of me into turn 3. Can he pull off the move though? Whoa. Not sure if I left enough room there, and I have come off worse. We've made up 1 position in this race, so we're in 9th. That would be 2 points against our name if we finish the race in this position. So here we go, into turn,
Well done.
whatever. I don't know what turn this is, but anyway, Lando Norris seems to be pulling away from us, is he? Not too sure. We run over one of the bollards, and yeah, we're looking good. Okay, we're still not making much progress. We dip one of our wheels into the gravel. We're okay with that. Now around the final corner, that is the first lap done. I think Lewis Hamilton still lead the race, so yeah, no surprises there. Anyway, skipping on to lap 3, yeah, Lando Norris has just blown up in front of me. Well, not literally blown up, but you get what I mean. Yep, he is out of the race with a mechanical issue on the first race of the season. Interesting to see that, but yeah, that's unfortunate for him. And oh, we haven't seen this for a while.
VSC deployed. The virtual safety car has been deployed. We need to keep a positive delta here. Slow down, maintain a positive delta.
Yeah, I've heard that safety cars don't come out that often on F1 2020, but as you can see, the virtual safety car has just been deployed.
Okay, slow down,
Interesting.
slow down.
But anyway,
Your
Lando
delta
Norris's
is
retirement
negative,
has
which means you
promoted
are
us
too fast.
up into
Reduce your
P8.
pace. Virtual safety car is ending. Maintain your pace until the green flag. VSC ending.
Okay,
Wait for green.
yeah, virtual safety car has ended,
Okay, clear.
and we seem to have lost quite a lot of time to Ocon having to slow down. So let's try and catch him back up again. Don't forget, we've got the same engine. We've both got a Renault engine, but can we catch up to him? Not sure. Oh, oversteer at the hairpin. I think it's because I put my wheel onto the curb. That tends to happen quite a lot. And as you can see, there's another yellow flag. What's this one about? There's another yellow flag behind. It's possibly a retirement. Well, that would be strange if there was a retirement. The virtual safety car has just ended, and there's another retirement to do. That would be very interesting. Don't think there's a retirement. And oh, there is. Romain Grosjean is the one this time. He's also got an engine failure. How interesting. We've just had a virtual safety car for an engine failure from Lando Norris, and as you can see, we're actually catching up to Esteban Ocon now on lap 6. Can we go for a dive down the inside into turn 4? Yes, we can. We're now up into P7. We're performing well on these medium tyres. Quite surprising.
You've moved into P7.
Yes, I am aware of that, Jeff. And next up is Carlos Sainz. He's 3 seconds ahead of us. Can we catch him up though? That's the main thing. Once again, oversteer at the hairpin on at the end of lap 8. As you can see, Valtteri Bottas has pitted early for what I would think is a set of hard tyres, and now at the end of lap 9,
Let's use overtake and burn some
basically
of this
everybody
energy.
else is pitted as well, and that promotes us into the lead of the Australian Grand Prix. Well, it's not going to, that lead is not going to last long, I expect. But anyway, we're pulling away from Esteban Ocon. 1.5 seconds is the gap now. Oh, hang on, just as I say we're pulling away, he's actually catching us up again. Or is he? We've messed up the exit of turn 4 a little bit. But yeah, I was right before, we are pulling away from Esteban. Anyway, next onto, I can't remember what this is, but as you can see, Hamilton has got past Charles Leclerc, who's also started on the medium tyres, and he's pitting as well. So that makes Bottas up into, oh hang on, there's been a driver swap at Mercedes, so Bottas is now the lead Mercedes. He's in P2 currently, so he's actually gone on to another set of softs. So he's definitely going to do a 2-stop as he goes round the outside of us into turn 3. Can he make the move work? Turn 4, a little bit of a nudge, but we actually managed to defend from him, but probably not for long. On lap 16, he's got DRS, he's going to go round the outside, or is he? No, he's not made the move work.
A new
That's
strategy is
interesting, we've
available on the MFD.
actually defended quite well, but, well, just as I say that, he's overtaken us again.
Copy that.
We are not going to box this lap, but Bottas is, so he's done that overtake for nothing. Well done, Bottas. And which tyre is he going to go to? Oh, he hasn't made the pit stop yet. He did do soft to soft, as I said before. And now, there you go, Hamilton just flies past us like a rocket ship. So, yeah, nothing we can do about that. We know that the Mercedes is faster than this, obviously. And now Max Verstappen is going to come past us. we don't get DRS because the detection zone for the DRS straight or the pit straight is the same as the one for the straight that we've just gone on. So a little bit disappointing, but it's just how the track works. Anyway, end of lap 17, as Jeff said, we're going to box this lap. Tyres are quite worn out at this point. I think they're like 80-odd%. They're locking up into the pit lane. Doesn't really matter, we don't need the tyres anyway. So here we go, into the pits. We've actually used quite a lot of fuel. We started off with 3 and a bit extra laps of fuel, and we've already pretty much burned it all.
After these tyres now.
Anyway, 2.7 second stop for our pit crew, sorry. And that puts us just ahead of Charles Leclerc, does it? Yes, it does. That was good. Now we're on the fastest tyre. We're going to be quite fast now. Bottas has chosen to go onto a set of medium tyres. Well, obviously he has to go onto the medium tyre because you can't use the softs 3 times. But yeah, that's really rather interesting. Also, we're ahead of both of the Ferraris and Pierre Gasly in between.
Let's use that overtake button more.
And well, we're not going to be able to catch Bottas, but we should be able to catch Kvyat. He's got the Honda power unit, which theoretically is the worst, and indeed we are going to catch him. On lap 19 we've got DRS, and we're having to use quite a lot of our overtake. Are we going to go down the inside and here? No, we're not. Too far away. We've given it a little push. But anyway, are we going to go around the outside? Yes, we are. My pronunciation has gone all over the place, but we have managed to get into P8 in this Grand Prix. And that was quite a bold move. We even dip our wheel into the gravel again. And this is his onboard. This is where he got hit. Round the outside we go. Yep, we give him another hit, and that is us into P8. Well, we were always going to be able to get past him quite easily because, whoa, we just hit the 100-meter board and damaged a bit of our front wing. Anyway, as I was saying before, we're on the soft tyres, he's on the hard, so we're definitely going to be faster. Alright, that was quite a heavy hit, made our car jump for a second. But hopefully the front wing damage doesn't affect our performance too much. But anyway, on lap 23, very late braking, and we've rammed the back of that Renault. Are we going to go down the inside in this hairpin? Yes, we are. It's going to be a very hard move to get right. But anyway, onto the DRS straight. We get DRS on him, and tell you what though, that Renault is fast in the straight line. Even with DRS, we're actually struggling to keep ahead, so we're having to use a bit of our overtake, but we are going to be able to get past Ocon with some overtake as well. So this was basically a drag race to turn 1, and we do manage to brake just that bit later, and we got ourselves into P7 now. We're probably not going to catch we're probably not going to catch Valtteri Bottas, especially with that damage on the front wing by running into the wall a little, and that now means that Esteban Ocon, who has been sticking on our tail for quite a long time now, can actually get an opportunity to get past us. He's already passed, and can we keep that position though? Braking late, we do. Give him quite a big squeeze, and there you go. On the last lap we do manage to defend from Esteban Ocon. He's been very strong the whole weekend, especially in this race, and that would be for our first race in F1 2020 career mode, P7.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
That was a good race, but we don't get driver of the day. That's a bit awkward.
The Mercedes team pulled out a fantastic performance today. They should be proud. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
And there you go, Lewis Hamilton, your race winner. Bottas not on the podium after quite a bad strategy, going soft to medium. Two-stop usually doesn't really work out for you, but a good weekend for Sergio Perez. He's managed to work his way onto the podium.
Round of the World Championship, here's how
So,
things look in the drivers'
good weekend
table.
for
Lewis
Racing
Hamilton
Point.
takes the lead in the drivers'
Actually no,
championship. Some
Lance Stroll didn't
amazing
get
talent
a
out
single
on the
point.
track today. But Anthony, who would you pick
Well,
as your driver
at least
of the day?
It's got to be
he
Lewis
gets to race in the
Hamilton.
racing
He pulled
points,
off
but
some impressive
anyway,
bits out on the track
I don't
today,
even know what I'm
even
talking
by
about
his
anymore.
standards.
It's time to check
He
out the constructors'
gets driver of the
standings.
day,
Mercedes
as I said
moves
before.
to the top of the table. It's
And
been an absolutely wild weekend.
there you go,
of
good
Formula
weekend for
One
us as
action.
well.
I can't wait
From
to see
P10 to
what's
P7,
next.
not that many positions made, but it's better than nothing. Talking of nothing, Nobuharu Matsushita did not make any places from his grid position, but yeah, he didn't get any points either. So I'm sure he'll definitely have to work on that. Yeah, maybe give him a bit of training in our activity times, and with that P7 result, that puts us 6th in the constructors' standings. And yeah, it's been a solid weekend. We're already ahead of AlphaTauri and Ferrari, who only scored a single point from Charles Leclerc, with his teammate just behind him. So, yep, a good day for us. Let's try to continue this this kind of result. And Alexander Albon, it turned out, has had to have an even worse strategy, soft to hard to medium, and Antonio Giovinazzi had the same one as Bottas. So that definitely is not the winning strategy. As you can see, Albon lost a place as well, and Giovinazzi, I don't know where he is, but I'm sure he lost some as well.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with it.
You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you?
Yep, like I said, this whole weekend, our car has been quite quick around the corners. It was light, it was nimble, and yeah, I'm very happy with the car.
You really looked in control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled.
Yeah, I'm very happy with their support as well, so definitely couldn't have done it without them.
Appreciate your time.
There you go, that's the interview done. With that result, we level up to level 2 in the driver acclaim. The team levels up to level 2, and I believe that means we can get our first secondary sponsor, but that'll be for the next episode. In total, we get 90 grand. I got 10 grand damage deduction from that race, but that is it for this episode, guys. Thanks for watching. I bet this is like a 40-minute video or something like that, so if you have made it to the end, well, very well done, because I'm aware that not many of you have the patience. But there you go, I'm going to finish this video with the race highlights, or what the game thinks is the race highlights. Wait a minute, where's the sponsors on our car? We have the Loop sponsor, it's just disappeared. Where's it gone? Oh no, that's gone wrong. When I was on my cars on board, I definitely saw the Loop sponsor on our rear wing, so I don't know what's gone wrong with that. Might have to look into that, but anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure to click the notification bell to make sure you receive notifications for when a new video comes out. But for now, yeah, that was quite a big crash. We didn't actually hit the wall hard enough to retire from the race, so that's good news. But for now, that's the end of, well, actually not for now, this is the end of the video no matter what. So that's the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time for the Bahrain Grand Prix, and hopefully we can get a good result like this. It would be nice if we could. It would also be nice to see Matsushita get at least 1 point. Definitely want to do well in the constructors, and obviously we need at least 5 points finishes in this season to meet our sponsor goal, which seems to have disappeared from the car. But anyway, that's the end of this video. I'll see you next time for the Bahrain Grand Prix.